Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, we're diving into the crystal ball for the housing market. Specifically, the Mortgage Bankers Association, or MBA, just dropped their forecast for 2026.
Oh, the MBA forecast. Always a page turner. So, are we popping champagne or should we be battening down the hatches?
Well, put the champagne back in the fridge for now. The headline here is basically slow growth. They're predicting the economy is going to pump the brakes a bit through 2026.
Slow growth. Give me the numbers. How slow are we talking?
Pretty sluggish. They're looking at GDP growth of just 1.6% for 2025 and staying in that narrow lane through 2028. Plus, they think there's a 35% chance of a recession in the next year.
Ooh, 35% isn't huge, but it's not zero. It sounds like we're stuck in the mud a little bit.
Exactly. And a lot of this confusion comes from the Fed. Remember that meeting in December? They cut rates by 25 basis points, but it was dramatic.
Oh, yeah, the contested vote. One governor wanted a bigger cut. Two wanted no cut at all.
Right. Even the MBA economists noted that the Fed doesn't really see a clear path forward. It's a bit of a mixed bag right now.
And it's not just the Fed. The job market is acting weird, too. I saw payroll growth has basically stalled since April.
You saw correctly. Unemployment ticked up to 4.6% in November, and the MBA thinks it's going to edge even higher, up to 4.7% in the first half of 2026.
Higher unemployment and inflation still hovering above target? That is a tough combo for the economy to digest.
So let's talk about what everyone actually cares about, mortgage rates. Are we getting any relief?
Don't hold your breath. The forecast says rates are going to stay in a narrow range for the next few years. We're talking between 6% and 6.5%.
That feels sticky.
Very sticky. They think this range becomes the new normal as the Fed finishes up their cutting cycle next year.
So if rates are stuck over 6%, that's going to cap any major housing rebound, right?
Exactly. It limits affordability. They mentioned that refinance applications are already slowing down because rates inched up recently.
It makes sense. If you have a 3% rate from a few years ago, you aren't moving to a 6.5% rate unless you absolutely have to.
But here's the flip side. Inventory is rising. Buyers actually have choices again.
That's the silver lining. Buy it because demand is soft. Home prices are expected to flatline.
Flatline?
Yeah, essentially zero growth. Maybe even dipping slightly into negative territory, like -1%, by late 2026.
Okay, so prices might dip, but are people still getting loans?
Surprisingly, yes. Single-family mortgage originations are projected to rise a bit, up to $2.2 trillion in 2026.
That's decent. So even with high rates, people are still buying.
Mostly purchase originations. As inventory improves, affordability should gradually recover, getting more people to sign on the dotted line.
What about the commercial side? Is that crashing?
Actually, that's a bright spot. Commercial and multifamily lending is expected to strengthen.
Really?
Yeah, they're forecasting $784 billion in commercial originations in 2026. That's a nice jump from 2025, driven by refinancing and property acquisitions.
So to wrap this up, the economy is slow, rates are stuck at 6%, home prices are flat, but lending is creeping up?
That is the MBA forecast in a nutshell. It's not a boom, but it's not a total bust either. It's just stagnation.
I guess boring is better than crashing. Thanks for breaking it down with me.
Anytime, we'll keep an eye on those rates. See you next time.